as our bridge. Look on your left, by the bridge you can see Christ the King. Have you seen it? Christ the King. Today it's the official residence of our President of the Republic. The building on your right, this is a cultural center. In a minute you will see the lake tower. Now, beautiful tower. And now we will stop a few minutes at the Church of Saint Jerome. This church became half pension, royal, and the church of the monastery. So you have the building on the left-hand side. And we had the monks in this monastery until the year 1834. And the church became very nice, in a beautiful style, never seen before. It's a style that combines Gothic with Muslim work, with Indian style, Indian decoration, because it reminds us India. With a style that reminds us the ocean, like ropes, cables, exotic fruits like pineapple, tomato, bananas, and exotic animals, rhinoceros and so on. The word Santarem means Saint Irene. Well, today we are coming to Santarem, to the city, to visit a small church that is known as the Church of the Holy Miracle. Well, one day, back to the year 1226 or the year 1247, a lady living in this town, her life was made miserable by her unfaithful husband, and she was so unhappy she wanted to have her husband back. After much thinking, she decided to consult a sorceress. Well, she went into the sorceress cave begging for help. Can you bring my husband back to me? And the sorceress told her, that's a piece of cake. It's very, very easy. But for my magic, I need a consecrated host. Well, that same day, the lady went into this church, St. Stephen's Church. She attended Mass, and when she went for communion, instead of consuming the host, she's going to hide the host in her veil. When leaving the church, some people saw that the lady, she was bleeding profusely, but she did not notice the big drops of blood coming out from her veil. When she got home, she realized that she was all soaked in blood. Well, she was in panic, she didn't know what to do, so she decided to place the host that was bleeding inside of a wooden box. Late that night, very late that night, finally her husband came, and she confessed her sin to her husband. The husband said, let me check, let me see it. And when they opened the box, light came out of the box, and angels came and kneeled in front of this wooden box, and they started praying. But the light was invading the house, and back then there was no electricity. So the neighbors, they were very curious the following morning to know where this light was coming from. So they knocked at the door, and they wanted to know where this light was coming from. Well, she confessed her sin to the neighbors, And then the parish priest was informed. He came into the house and they organized a procession to bring the host back to the church. Well, the host was taken back on a procession, still bleeding a lot, and the parish priest he didn't know what to do, so he decided to place the host in the tabernacle. He decided to have the bishop to see it. So the bishop of this area finally, 2 days later, he came over, and when they opened the tabernacle, the host was protected, encased in a crystal pyx. Well, that host in the crystal pyx was then placed in a gold-plated monstrance and is in this church ever since.